Do you use social media? Of course you do.
The essence of social networks is understanding people as part of a wider set of relationships. How many friends do you have? What's your location? How are you connected? This is how anthropology has always viewed people. Who you are depends on who you are linked to, and how you are linked to them. Understanding this requires us to pay attention to social classification, the way that societies map individuals into culturally constructed groupings like race, gender, caste, and class. Distinguishing among individuals or groups according to different attributes is called social classification, and it seems to be a human universal. The number of people grouped together may be small, like a nuclear family, or it may be enormous, like all the citizens of a nation. Social classification serves a number of useful functions. For one thing, it offers a system of identification. When a person is classified as a member of a group, or one group is ranked relative to other groups, then people know how to treat one another, according to the social rules that govern intergroup interactions. Social classification can also function to allocate rights and duties on the basis of the social category a person occupies. It can serve as a basis for providing mutual support. It can aid in creating social solidarity, although it can also function to produce discord. Anthropologists seek to understand people's actions with reference to the structures in which they're embedded, even when the individuals may not recognize these structures as relevant to their everyday practices. Anthropologists and sociologists have found it useful to understand the regularization of behavior in terms of statuses and roles. A status is a publicly recognized social position. That is, it's the place that an individual occupies in the overall social structure. Parent is an example of a status in the U.S., as is daughter. As is the position of leopard-skinned chief in the Nuer society of the South Sudan. A role refers to the rights and obligations appropriate to a particular status. In any given society, there are sets of expectations about how someone should act given their place in the social system, and how they should be treated by others depending on their relative place in the social structure. So let's take the status of parent in the U.S. When one becomes a parent in the U.S., one takes on certain rights and obligations to discipline children, feed them, house them, educate them, and so forth. People who fail to live up to social expectations, who are seen by their community as bad parents, may suffer social ostracism or even intervention by the law. Similarly, a Nuer man who becomes a leopard-skin chief gets the right to wear a leopard skin, to mediate disputes between feuding clans, and to offer animal sacrifices to God. But he also has the obligation to do so when he's called on. He is expected to live up to the role of leopard-skin chief. Any given person will usually occupy multiple statuses simultaneously. A person may have a community identity, like a citizenship or ethnic or linguistic identity, be born into a categorical group like a race or caste, belong to a lineage like a family, clan, or tribe, have an occupational identity like trucker or farmer, be assigned a gender identity like male or female, and perhaps have a ritual identity like shaman or priest or elder. Having multiple statuses means that they must live out multiple roles. Now, you may have noticed that there is a difference between some of these statuses and others. And you're right. Statuses fall into two basic types in all societies, achieved and ascribed. Ascribed statuses are social positions over which you have limited or no control. Ascribed statuses are often assigned to you by society on the basis of birth or age. For example, race, caste, and gender are ascribed statuses, as are daughter, father, and mother. An achieved status, by contrast, is a social position you acquire through your own or others' efforts by meeting certain criteria. College graduate is an achieved status, as is leopard-skin chief. In all societies, statuses cluster into institutions, such as family, tribe, lineage, and so forth. Many anthropologists use the term social structure to talk about the arrangement of institutions, groups, and statuses in a society with respect to each other. Social organization, by contrast, is used to refer to the interlocking role relationships that exist when these groups are looked at in terms of the persons who are group members going about the business of everyday life. So here's the takeaway. People are interdependent. Although they can be seen as individuals, they are always members of social groups. What's more, they are members of multiple social groups simultaneously. Social structure and cultural dynamics shape individual identity and behavior. But people's actions, both individually and collectively, in turn can reinforce or undermine those structures and dynamics over time.